I do. So that one is very competitive. In Ghana, they selected 3 people to do the PDE. Yeah, but then yeah, I'm right now. I'm tired. I mean, I've enjoyed what I'm supposed to enjoy. I've learned. I've networked. I'm ready to put in the work. I'm always on the move. So I want to come
That's
home.
great.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
We can't wait to hear all about
I
it
know,
today.
right? Yeah. Okay.
We start at 4 something. We wait for a few more people to join and then we start.
Okay. All right.
Hello, everyone. It's exactly 4 p.m. and you're all warmly welcome once again to the ViztaEdu webinar. Today is a very special webinar because we are having a special person speak to us about her experience and about her whole journey of becoming a Mandela Washington Fellow. So yes, it's 4 p.m., but I want us to wait for a few more minutes. So enjoy the music I'm about to play as we start. All right. Okay, it's exactly 4:05, and I think we have quite a number of people here, and we can start. Yeah, you're welcome once again to the ViztaEdu Webnest. My name is Aquile Okai. I'm part of the team, and today we are here with Teni Agana, who is going to share with us her experience as a Mandela Washington Fellow. So, I'm going to briefly introduce Teni to us.
Hey.
While we are
Okay.
here, I would really love that we share the information about this webinar with others so that we can all be in sync and we can learn from each other. So can we do that for a few more minutes? So while we do that, Tani, can you share your screen?
Where is my phone?
I'm sorry, Tani, we saw your screen, but it's gone off. All right. So yes, we are 19, and I think this is a good time to start. So I'll start off by introducing our guest for today's webinar. So Teni Agana is a visionary social entrepreneur, project manager, youth advocate, motivator, and a teacher. She is the founder and managing director of Lozeele Initiative. She's a tenacious young lady who worked as a Kayayo to pay her way through high school. Admitted to Ashesi as a Mastercard scholar in 2014, she received the President's Award at her graduation for exemplary scholarship, leadership, and citizenship. She is currently running Lozeele Initiative, which provides a source of income for 25 Kayaye girls and women in the Upper East region of Ghana. I believe this number has really increased, as well as organizes educational programs for the youth. Lozeele seeks to provide entrepreneurship, education, and empower the youth in the northern part of Ghana so that they can stay and achieve their dreams without having to migrate and work as a Kayaye. Her long-term goal is to ensure that underprivileged children, especially girls with background like hers, have a supportive system to keep them from veering from their goal. She has been in those shoes and understands all too well how easy it is to get sidetracked. She is passionate about minimizing the increasing number of girls from northern Ghana who migrate to the streets of southern Ghana out of poverty by helping get a source of income in the north. She believes that we can't choose who we are born to or where we come from, but through hard work and determination, we can achieve our dreams. She also believes that it is very critical for children to have a stronger foundation irrespective of who they are or where they come from. Teni is currently a project assistant and community development committee coordinator at Ashesi University. This involves supporting initiatives and projects related to the development of children and youth as well as sanitation. She also serves on the committee at Ashesi, working with the chiefs and people of Brekusu to develop a long-term community development strategy. Currently, she's an advisory board member for Kaya Childcare, and she is also Kaya Childcare is doing a great job in helping the Kaya mothers, and she is on board to contribute her experience, perspectives, skills, and knowledge to support the team and together help create a better future for the Kaya mother and child. So yes, that is our really rich speaker here today. She is currently a Mandela Washington Fellow 2023, and she's still in the US. So thank you so much for joining us, Teni. Over to you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? The network is not stable
Yes,
here.
we can hear you very well.
All right. Okay, so like she said, my name is, I think she has already said what I do, right? So I'm just going to go into the presentation. So right now I need help. Wait. I need to, I'm having a challenge with my laptop, but I need to make sure that the slide, you guys can see the slide. Can you see it? Can you read it?
Are you asking about the slides? Yes, we can see your
Yeah.
slide.
Okay, cool. So yes, like she said, my name is Teni, and I'm a co-founder for Lozeele Initiative, an organization that works with Kaya girls. I was motivated to start it because I was also a Kaya before getting a scholarship to Ashesi. So basically, that's what I do. We help them create a source of income for themselves while they stay in the north. What's happening? Okay, wait.
Teni, is it possible to put it on slideshow?
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
All right, can you see it now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So without much ado, what happened? I don't know what is happening to my laptop.
All right, so you take your time and figure that part out. So
Yeah.
yes, you're all warmly welcome to this webinar, and I've seen quite a number of people who I'm very familiar with, and I'm really happy that you all could make time to join us. I see quite some people from the UNICEF Startup Lab and some other regular people who join us for our webinars. I'm really happy that you could also join us today. Teni,
Yep, I'm
let us
here.
let us
All
know
right,
when.
so let's start. Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, so that's what I do at Lozeele. So currently we've supported over 50 KIAs that are back home. So we have an online shop. So all of you can go and check our page, our Instagram, our online shop. They make amazing products, shea butter, woven bag, kimono, and all that. Without, okay, so this is what the agenda is going to be like. We are going to talk about the fellowship, the criteria, the application overview, the program overview, and then my experience. Um, my experience. So first, the Washington Mandela Fellowship is a program that is established to, I think in 2014, they started in 2014, just to empower young people in Africa, right? Help them with skills, network, leadership training, and all that. The goal is that young people will come to the US, learn about the culture, learn about some of the success the things that they've done that is successful, and how they can implement that in their home country. So it's not like come to the US and then stay. No, but then come here, learn, and then acquire the skills that you need, build the network, meet people, especially people who are doing something similar like you are doing, and then go back home and implement that to your businesses. So, and that brings me, so currently, usually what they do is they select 700 people across Africa, right? So Ghana, for instance, Ghana gets 32 from the 700 Africans. So it's all over. So Ghana, I think this year they selected 32 of us that joined, and so that's for the leadership. And so yeah, so now how do you get selected? Right now the application is open. I think it's opened on 15th August. It's open. It will be closing on 15th September. It doesn't take long. It's just one month. So I will all you need to start the application. You can always save it and come back to it, but you need to start. And before we even start, let me say this, that it was my fourth time applying that I got selected for the interview. Right. So I started applying in 2019. I wasn't selected. 2020 I wasn't selected. 2021 I wasn't selected. It was 2022 that I got selected, but I couldn't go that year, so I had to defer because of a lot of challenges that I had with my business life and all that. So I deferred and came to 2023. So yeah, it's very intense. I think in Ghana they got over 3,000 applications, and they only selected 32 out of that. But then, not to scare you, right now you are here with me. We get to learn the tricks and all that on how we can apply. So the criteria, you have to be a leader, or you have to have not just like someone who's running a business or an initiative, but we also have doctors, lawyers, whatever career or occupation that you are doing. You just need to find a way to on how you need to talk about what you are doing, how it's supporting people, and not just you, right? I think there were a lot of doctors that we got this year, nurses, teachers, and all that. So it's not just for entrepreneurs like myself, but also people who are working in the public sector can also join and all that. So it depends on how you write your essay and all that. You should be between the ages of 25 to 35 as of the application. However, in my institute, so I was located in the at the University of Delaware, and we had people who were below the ages of 25, right, who were selected. You have to be exceptional to be selected. But then the age that they really consider is 25 to 35. And that is not to say that if you are below that, you won't be accepted. I think it's when you are above that you can't be accepted. But below that, your application has to be exceptional. And you shouldn't be a citizen of, you shouldn't have, whether it's, you shouldn't be a citizen of the US. You should be eligible to receive the J1 visa. And that is because for some people, they are not eligible, right? For instance, if you have gone to jail before and all that, sometimes they consider that not to give you a visa to come to the US. And there are some people that in the past, they went to the US and then they overstayed, right? That's also another way that they will not give you a visa, because they will feel like if you go back and it's time for you to come, you are not going to come, right? So that's also another criteria. And you should be able to read and write in English, and that is because the fellowship is mainly English. Like our lecturers, the people that we visit, everywhere they speak English. And so in my experience here, I realized that some of the people that applied, some people, especially the French-speaking countries, some of them were not able to speak the English very well, and it was a challenge for them because they had to, even in present, you'll be doing a lot of presentation about your country, about your business, and about your need, what you need, like to going back home, what are you going to do, your plans, for people to support you, right? So if you are not able to communicate clearly, how you all these things to be hard. Plus, you even understand what they are teaching, right? I think a few of them had challenges because they had to um, change it to French. It was a lot of work. So you should be able to speak in English and write, and you should be an African from an African country. So I've kept the link to the application here. You can click on it when you get the slide to the website. Um, and this is the application overview. Like I said, the application opened on 14th August and it will close on 15th. And trust me, when it's closed. And I think the trick is right now you need to start your application like yesterday, right? You need to start your application because over the years, like I said, I've applied 4 times. The first 3 that I applied, I mean, I take my time. The deadline is not here. So let me just relax and then I'll apply later. So, but the last one, I think that's something that I did different. I applied early. I actually started early. I think I applied in the middle. I started, then I'll save, I'll put in the edit it, send my essay to friends to read, edit, and all that. So I started the application. And the trick is when you start the application, it gives you a reminder. Maybe it's like with 2 weeks more to tell you that, oh, you've started an application with the Mandela Washington Fellowship. So it's like with 2 weeks, just a gentle reminder, right? So you keep on, it gives you a reminder in your email. And then, so that's what I did, I think the 4th time that I applied. So the application form is just like the regular. First, you input your educational background, personal information, work experience, leadership roles that you've played, and which I think all of you have. But one thing that I would say is that you also need a passport to apply. If you don't have a passport, I think you can start now, right? You need a passport to apply because they don't want a situation where you'll be selected and at the end of the day, you don't have a passport. If you have the passport, when you are selected, between the confirmation of you selecting and you coming to the US, the gap is very small. I think they will reach out to you in March that you've been selected, and then in June you have to be in the US in June because most of their programs are in summer, right? So you have to be in, so it's very limited. And within that, they have to do a pre-fellowship orientation, what to expect. You have to do models, like just to expose you to some of the cultures in the US so that you won't be, trust me, you'll be able to understand what is happening here and how you can adjust and all that. So within that time frame, there are a lot of things to do. Plus you need to get your visa. So all that is very short. So they require you to have a passport. So you have to scan your passport bio and attach it. There's a part that you have to upload it to it. So within that time frame, it's very limited. So you need to get your passport. Personal statement. So one of the things essays that you'll be writing will be on your personal statement. Basically what you are doing, your leadership experience, your community. Like I said, they are looking for leaders, people who are creating change in their community, irrespective of whether they are entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, whatever occupation that you are. You just speak about it, write about it, what you are doing and all that. And also you submit it like, sorry. Okay. Hi guys, just give me a minute. Let me get to my slide.
All right. So as she is getting her slide, I would like us to also all our questions. If you have a question, you can just keep them in the chat session, or you can also wait for when it's time for questions and then you answer. Sorry, you put up your hand. Okay. So she's having difficulty with her slides, but I believe up till now we have been able to gather a few information from what she's saying. Well, some of us think when we apply for these opportunities. Once you apply and you don't get in, that's it. She is consistent. She applied 4 times before she got in. Yeah, I'm really learning a lot from this session, and I've also shared the link to apply in the chat session, the messages session. So you can all check out the link, and probably you can start logging in your information as she goes down to really break it into details for us to understand what to expect in each session of the application. Also, I've shared the link to lozeele.com where
Oh yes, check it out.
where
Please follow our social media platform.
yeah.
Comment, share. All right.
Yes. Would you like me to share for you?
No, I'm good now. You guys
Okay.
can see my screen, right? Or no?
We can't. We cannot see your screen.
Okay. All right. Sure. I can do it here. Um, sure.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, hi. Wisdom.
Yes, some of us lost connection during the process.
Okay, so don't
Yeah, please, some
worry.
of us lost connection during the process. So,
Don't worry. This session is recorded and will be uploaded on the ViztaEdu YouTube channel. So I'm sure when she's done, she'll also summarize as well for us to be at
Okay.
her. I hope
yeah,
that
but
works.
the link for registration.
Okay,
Okay.
share the link again.
Yeah, but the link for applying. You shared it
Okay.
earlier
Okay.
on, but because we
Sure.
lost connection,
Sure. Let me
couldn't.
share it again. Teni, we can see your screen now.
Okay, yes. So yes, so I was talking about a personal statement. Just basically what we are doing. If you are an entrepreneur, you write about some of the things that you are doing, how the impact and all that. And then you submit it. Make sure you submit it before the deadline. They trust me, they don't take that. If it's deadline, it's usually 12 p.m. Ghana time. That's it. If it's the deadline is over, you have to wait for next year. So I advise today, 27th August, you start. You have about, let's say, 18 days to submit your application, or 19 days to submit your application. You submit it. Okay, let's start. Like every day, you have to do small, edit it, send it to friends. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to edit everyone's essay because I'm still in the US. I'm doing professional development experience, which I'll get to. But then, yeah, I share it with friends, let them edit, and then you make sure it's like the words are. I think that's something that the first 3 that I applied, before after I submit, I realized this is wrong. This doesn't sound right. There was errors in it and all that. So please take your time, make sure it's on point, and then submit. Okay, let's move. So when you submit, this is how the selection process is. It's very competitive, right? So when you submit your application, they will send it to people to read. So past Mandela Washington fellows can be readers, US citizens, Ghanaians, people, they actually call for people to read your essays. So let's say if I'm a reader, they'll give me Teni like 10 scripts to read. And within that 10, I'm supposed to select maybe 1 person or 2 people for the interview. So it's very competitive, right? So I think that's what I learned in my 4th interview, the 4th one that I was selected. I went in for my interview. The interview is usually 5 minutes, right? This is, by the way, 5 minutes. So I went in for my interview and they were like, they asked me, oh, so tell us about yourself. What do you do? Then I started talking. Then they asked me, what's the name? What have you done in your community? And trust me, if you know me, you know that I can talk. So I was talking. We spent like 40 minutes for my interview instead of 5. And then when I finished, they were like, oh, we are almost done here. We are going for lunch. Can you wait for us to have lunch? We want to hear more about what you do. So I went for the lunch, and I had, with this opportunity, I asked them, like, if you think I'm this good, why is it that the first, second, third, I wasn't selected? So they were telling me how their selection process is, right? So usually, if someone in the US, I'm talking about in my essay about KIAs, they don't know what KIAs are, right? So they wouldn't see the impact that I'm making in my community. But if someone in Ghana is reading about Kaya, they are in it. They see the girls every day, so they'll be able to relate with it. So when you are talking about what you do, if it's in Kaya is a local language, it's not international, right? Even though when you Google it, you see people don't have time to do that. So maybe Kaya into bracket helpers. Explain. Don't assume they already know what you are saying, right? Because the people that read your essays, they are diverse. Some people are in the US, in Ghana, all that, all over the world, right? That read it. So please, when you are writing your personal statement or your essays, be sure to what's the name, explain. If don't use jargon. Some of them don't understand what it is, because I said Kaya, what is Kayaye? It can be a girl in the north called Kayaye. They don't know what it is, right? But anyway, let's move. So they will when you apply, like I said, people will review your essays and they get to select. Maybe if I'm reading 20, I get to select 2 out of the 20 for the interview. So in all, let's use this year application, last year's application, for instance. In all, they had 3,300 applicants. And out of that, they only selected 100 people for the interview based on your submissions, right? And that 100 people, they bring it down to 32 people that were selected, right? So that's the interview. The interview is just I think when it gets to the interview stage, I think the team will be able to organize something to help those that are, if you reach out to them, so that we can get those that were selected to move to the, I can do that. I can do an session to help you guys, those that get selected. So
we'll be so happy for that.
Yeah. Basically, the interview is just about you, what you do, how you think the fellowship is going to help you, and what you are going to do to support the US. It's a give and take. What are you going to do? So here we do community service and all that. I'm currently doing an internship here. So basically, that's it. But you need to know how to communicate these things, right? So you don't have to, if you're a doctor, oh, I'm a doctor. What do you do as a, like, you need to explain, talk about the impact and all that. So those are some of the things which we can get into when you guys are, and I know you guys are going to be selected. The final stage, they will review and then get back to you. Like I said, usually it's in March that they reach out. The interview is in November. When you select, the application closes in September. In November in Ghana, they will reach out for the interview. After the interview, March, you get a confirmation. Usually, I don't think they reach out if you are, for the interview, if you reach the interview stage, they will reach out to you. But if you are the selection process, if you submit right now and you don't get selected, I don't think they get back to you. So maybe you have to call them and then ask. But for the interview, they'll reach out to you for the interview. I'm in the north. I wrote my application in the north, so in Bolgatanga. But Bolga, they don't have a station there. So I went for my interview in Tamale. If you are in, I think they have the Accra, you go to the embassy for your interview. Kumasi, you go for your interview. But if you are in Sunyani and all that, there is a station that they will tell you, if you are in Sunyani, maybe come to Tamale or come to Kumasi for your interview. I think that's what they do. But then they are expanding to their reach. So maybe this year they will expand. Finally, when you get selected, you go for a pre-fellowship preparation just to understand the US culture, travel, logistics, transportation, help you with your visa and all that. And then you go for your fellowship. So the fellowship, which I'm going to talk about, and also after the fellowship, I mean, the real deal right now is after the fellowship, the opportunities that you get after building your network, reaching out, which I'll talk about, what you get. I mean, that's like everything, because there are some funding or grants that you apply, and if you are not a fellow, you can't apply, right? So it's basically after the fellowship, that's where the big deal comes in, even though the fellowship is also good. So let me go here. I think I've said this one. All right. So let's talk about, before your questions, let's talk about the program. So the program, when you are selected, you do 6 weeks in a leadership institute, in a university. So the university, you don't have You don't have a choice. But then when some of you have gone through the application, when you are applying, they will state whether which one you want. We have business, we have civic engagement, and we have public management, right? So each of the universities, they have their specialty. So depending on which one you choose, if you are into business and you want to learn about how you can improve and all that and build your network, you go for the business track. If I'm into community engagement, because of my work, I work with girls, I work with community and all that, so I chose community engagement. We also have the public management, which is like doctors, those that are into public service, nurses. We got a lot of nurses this year as well, so they went into the public management and that. I chose community engagement. So we have about 10, I think 15 institutes that were handling community engagement. So I went to University of Delaware for 6 weeks. So with the 6 weeks, you get lecturers coming in. We got the congresswomen. We met a lot of politicians and a lot of people. And we also did community service here and there. We visited schools, farms, different things that they were doing in the community. And it's all hosted by the university, right? So after the 6 weeks, you get to go for a summit, which is in Washington, D.C. So you move from Delaware to Washington, D.C. All of us, we are 700, like I said. So all the 700, trust me, it's chaos. It's nice, but it's a lot of people at the same time, like plenty. So we're about 1,000, considering the people that they are workers and all that. So you go there, you get people to come. It's like a summit. People come and talk. You work in groups. You meet new people. And we also had the U.S. department, like what all the work that the U.S. is doing, taking into consideration the D prize. What's the name? Oh, I've forgotten. Anyway, like basically some of the grants and all that come together to talk to us about the opportunities that we get. We had the group come to talk to us about some of the opportunities that we get to benefit now that we've graduated from the fellowship, right? Why have I forgotten the name of the thing? Basically the UN. Yes. And so after that, after the summit, right, all of you guys, all the 700, ideally you are done. You are supposed to go home. But in your application, when you are doing the application, they'll ask you, do you want to apply for professional development experience, which is an extra. You get to stay another 6 weeks or so, or 1 month in the US to do an internship with an organization that is doing something similar like you. That one is very competitive as well, because you have, in Ghana, for instance, out of the 32 people, they were only selected 3 people to participate in the professional development experience. So with that one, for me, I got selected among 2 others. So one is in Texas, one is in Minnesota. So I have to move from Washington, D.C. and move to Seattle, Washington. So I had to move there to do my internship. So I'm currently doing an internship with Empowering Youth and Family Outreach. It's an organization that supports families, youth to do entrepreneurship and all that. And they get a lot of funding from the state, from grants and all that. So currently that's what I'm doing, my internship. After here, I'm moving to Minnesota. I'm also I have a school, and that's something that I started last year. I have a school that's an early childhood school that I'm working on. So I'm moving to Minnesota to learn, to do another internship with a school. And that one is like 3 weeks, learn how they do it, some of the structure, their curriculum and all that. So basically that's how they follow. It's very intense. But then for me, it was when I go here, I said, see, I'm going to enjoy, have a great time. And then when I get home, I'll continue. Anyway, so yeah, so my experience, like I said, I was in University of Delaware. I was studying community engagement for 6 weeks. Currently, I'm working with Empowering Youth and Family for my professional development experience. what else? Yeah, I think that's it. But right now, for me, what I'm really looking forward to is the opportunities that I get after the fellowship. Um, yes, I think I'm done. Questions, guys. I've been talking for like 30, 40 minutes now. Yeah. So yeah, guys, ask me questions.
Just been enjoying your experiences.
Oh, you want to know more about my experiences?
I'm saying we've just been enjoying your conversation. So I've
Oh,
seen
okay.
quite a
Yeah.
number of questions in the chat.
Yeah, my experience has been nice. Trust me. Oh, and guess what? So with the Delaware, you stay in a hostel, your own room. So for me, I had my own room, everything inside. You get stipend, you get money for feeding, all that. That you go for trips. I went to New York City. I went to Philadelphia, Maryland. They take you around. You travel. For my for the civic engagement, for my internship, professional development experience, currently this is my apartment that I'm in. You have an apartment, you go to work, feeding, money, cards. Like, it's dope. It's nice. Just, I mean, you don't get paid, but then you get everything is covered here, and you are able to save enough to get. So for my organization, I'm working. So hey, let me tell you the good part. So within these experiences, right? So let me take Delaware for instance. Delaware, you go, you meet the African Caribbean organization, you meet people in the diaspora, and then you have to pitch. After pitching, you should be ready to pitch. So they will ask you each of the fellows. So in my institute, we were like 25 fellows across Africa. I had two. I went with Annabelle. Annabelle was also from Ghana. So the two of us was placed in Delaware. So, but we have 25 fellows. So people from Rwanda, Kenya, all over Africa. They were all stationed there, mixed together. So we went there, and usually you have to pitch yourself. Like, what do you do? So I went there, I started talking to them about myself, what I do. When you finish, they'll be like, oh, I want to invest. So there was one that I pitched. When I finished, the person gave me $1,500 because it was one of the things that I said, okay, if I go home, that's what I want to do. They just like cash, like take it. Then there was one that I went to, so for my PDE, right, my host, you usually have to do a plan. We call it focus project. Some of the things that you need, whether it's knowledge, whether it's so for me, I wanted to understand how I can convince the Kayais to stay, because that was a challenge. I wanted to get machines. So right now I'm going into agriculture. So I wanted to have farming, get a borehole, machines and all that. So when I'm pitching, those are some of the things that I say. And like I said, I have a school, so I'm looking at it being a STEM-based early childhood center for the girls that I work with, the KIA girls that I work with. So in my PD, I told them about it, and the woman was like, oh, so what do I need? I said, oh, I need tablets and all that. She said, okay, I'm getting you 10 tablets right now. And then I was there, and she said, oh, you said you needed machines, right? So I'm giving you $1,500. Like, I'm like, what? You know? So like there are opportunities that come with it, right? Trust me. And you build network, and it's not just one time, but you get to build people who are interested in what you do, follow you up, right? If you put a donation application, they get to share it with their network and all that. So it's like a last, and it's exciting. It's very competitive, but very rewarding, very exciting. You get to meet new people, learn from them, get new connection, people who are interested in what you do. Like really, you see that, like when they are talking now, you see fire. Like, yeah, I'm talking plenty. Sorry, let's continue. Go ahead, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. We are just getting the excitement vibes from here.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's so
I want to
exciting.
read one of the questions, and then I'll invite one of the people whose hands are up to ask their question. So one of the questions says that, what are the possible reasons why you couldn't get selected from your initial trials, and what did you do differently that got you selected?
Yes. So should I answer? Can I?
Oh yes, go ahead.
All right. So I think so this is the trick, right? First of all, I think it was great the first time. I won't lie, because usually I have a document that when I apply for something, I keep, right? So the first one I applied, right? And I kept it. They didn't even get back to me. So I was like, oh. So when I saw it the next year, I said, okay, fine, let me just apply. And I applied again. The third one, I applied again. So the last one, what I did different, I think I really wanted to be part, because I've seen people come and then, like, it's when you come back, it's transformative. I mean, it depends. You can come and go. It depends on what you do, right? But then I really wanted to go the fourth one. So what I did different was that I really took my time and I read through it. I sent it to a few of my friends to go through, just edit my what's the name, my application. And also the very first one, I didn't have a passport, so I just submitted it anyway, but I didn't have a passport. So I think the fourth time everything was intact. I have my passport, and that's something that they also consider, because if you are not showing us your passport, then it means it's not there, right? You don't have it. And so they don't want to go through the hassle of you coming for the interview and at the end you get selected. And so like I said earlier, I was selected in 2022, but I didn't go because a lot of things were happening in my business, in my life, that I can't leave and go to the US for like 3 to 4 months, right? So I needed to. So I told them that, look, I know I got selected, but I can't go. And they said, oh, I was on top of their list, blah, blah, blah. So they sent me a deferred letter for a year. So I filled it. But then I think the fourth time, the time that I got selected, I took my time. I looked at the errors. I got all the documents that I needed intact. And also I said great because I feel like I know a lot of people, like almost all the people that I met, they got selected the first one. Just a few people that 2, 3, 4 times, just like 1 or 2 people. But most people in Ghana, all the people that I spoke to, it was their first time applying. So I said grace because when it's your time, it's your time. I think God wanted me to come at this time. And so, yeah, but then sometimes you need to put in your best foot forward so God can also help you get there. So, yeah, what else did I do right the first time? I applied. Oh, I went for info session just to understand what you guys are doing. So that is good. And then edit, share it with people. And then also one thing, the first time I was just using, even though I see the impact that I'm making, I was just using Kayaye. People, like I said, the people that read your essays for you to be sad. When you get to the interview, for me, if I get to the interview stage, I know the impact. So when I'm talking about my initiative, you can see the fire and all that I do, right? So I'm able to do that. But then before you get to the interview stage, people are going to read your application. If I don't understand, if you are talking to me about give me something that is in Ghana that a lot of people don't know. For instance, my business, Kayaye. Like what? Sorry.
Cho.
Chocho. Hey, Chocho live. Anyway, like Chocho. People don't know what is Chocho. So if you're working doing, let's say, an app for mates in Chocho for Chocho drivers, and you don't explain the impact, I want to understand what Chocho is, because I'm not from here, right? So and you know, like the US, even the Ghanaians that are in what's the name, in Ghana that will be applied. I mean, they are big people. Some of them don't know these jargons and all that. Plus, most of the people that they work with, it's a US, what's the name? US embassy. Like most of the people that they work with, for it to be transparent, they would like to work with their people, like for the selection and all that. But also the fellows. So right now that I'm alum, I can apply to read your essays to select you guys for the interview. Yeah, in another country. So I have another fellow here who's giving me all the tips, you know. So I have 4 fellows in my apartment. We have an apartment, different rooms. So in order, I can apply to review or select people in, let's say, Kenya country, so that it wouldn't be that, oh, because I know Emma, that's why I'm selecting Emma. Maybe accidentally I got Emma's application. I know Emma, I know what Emma does, Like, she's doing amazing things. So I will be, we are humans, right? So I get to read another country's application because maybe I may not know anyone there, So yeah, I think that's what I did, right? Reviewing my application. And also I started early. Like I said, I submitted in the beginning, in the middle. I didn't submit at the end where, people get tired. Like, so I started in the middle, to get what's the name, in the middle, to submit my application. This is a trick like that I've seen, right? When you start, even with not just application, for even for schools and all that, sometimes it's good for you to apply early, because let's say if we had 3,000 applicants and we have, let's say, it's just something that is in my mind, it may not be right, but then we have 3,000 applicants and I have, let's say, 20 people to read or review it. Let's say each person is getting 20. I'll share it. Those that are at so the first people, they will get the people that are like really ready to read, but the last people, maybe we still have people, so I need to force it on people. So people are already tired. So it's a trick. Plus, you get a peace of mind, and it won't be bothering that. Oh, I need to submit this. I need to submit this. But yeah, I think I submitted early. I edited. I went for info session to get more information. I had my documents intact. I had my passport ready, and yeah, I read my essays were edited as well. So I think that's something that I did right. Next question, guys. Let's do this.
All right, so I'll invite one of the people whose hands are up. Joshua, would you like to go?
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, and thanks. Speaking about the passport, you made mention, my network was a little bit disrupted. You mentioned that you must have a passport at hand. So is it quite ordinary? Because I saw the parts of the this one, the application, because I started was it on Friday yet. I saw a part in the place whereby they asked you, would you be able to get your passport between now and this time if yes, something for those who does not have their passport at hand. So would it be a disadvantage for people like us?
Yeah, I think so one thing that you can also do if you don't have your passport right now is to just, there's this part that they would ask you, oh, can you get it sooner? You take yes, you submit your application, and then when you get it, just FYI, just send them an email. This is my passport, I have it, just send it. Like, I have my passport, I submitted with that, but it's ready now. So you can also do that, but trust me, you need to apply. And sometimes to you need to apply. You apply whether you have it or not. When you have it, it gives you an advantage, because they know that, oh, all your documents are intact, and so they don't have to hassle to get you to get when you are selected. They don't have to hassle, because they will follow up. They have a lot of people working on it. So I remember I needed to work on my visa application. You get the visa application, you apply online, get your documents ready, and then you go to the US. They will actually take you. You don't follow the line. They will take you to a special place. You go in, they will stamp your essay. You have to go in person, stamp your essay and your passport and all that. So I remember I was so busy. I was doing a UNICEF startup lab thing. So I was so busy doing it. They were sending email. They have people that will follow up. They're like constant email. So they don't want to go through that hassle. So sometimes it's an advantage. But then nevertheless, still submit. Like, make sure it's on point, read it, like I said. And then I hope you have answered your question. Still submit it. When you get the passport, start your passport application. Right now, you can do it online. And right now, in my opinion, because I got mine early, I would say it's faster. It's faster, and you can do it online and go and then get your thumbprint. So submit it. I saw a question in the group.
Yes, there's quite a number of them. So I'll continue with the questions in the chat. Must one be a yearly fellow before you can get selected?
Nope, 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 nope. Because I no, because I didn't even know what Yali was. It was when I applied, got in, and this was, oh, are you a Yali first? What are you? What are you talking about? Like, I didn't know what it is, but it's not. You shouldn't. It's for everyone. It's not under, yeah. It's one of their programs, but then it's, you shouldn't be. And I wasn't. Most of the fellows too were not. So it's not necessary. Like, you shouldn't be. If you are a Yali fellow, good, but it's not a requirement for you to be a Yali. Like I read, it's not. Okay, yeah. I didn't know what it was, but right now when I go home, maybe I'll look to see if I can be. But right now, it wasn't. All right. Go
All
ahead.
right, great. Is it inappropriate if a nurse chooses the civil and community engagement track?
Yeah, I know nurses that chose that. I know doctors that chose that, because if you're a doctor and you are working in a community, the civic engagement basically helps you to understand how you can relate with your community, how to bring different people together, how to so for instance, in my institute, we got to see how what's the name, an organization is able, so we visited a lot of organization, but then how are they able to bring all the, whether leaders, community members and all that, how do they, so it's a big, you can't choose. I was doing civic engagement, but I had doctors, nurses in my institute, because they work directly with community. I'm done.
All right, I hope, Isa, your questions have been answered. So Emma is asking, how do they help you with your visa?
The visa challenge is not, it's not an issue. So I remember, so the visa, what will happen is that when you are selected, everything is done. Right now, you just need to be selected. Over the years, no one, apart from in Ghana, I'm being specific in Ghana because I've had instances where some fellows in other countries were not selected because of one or two. Maybe there is war and all that, and at some point the US embassy in that country and the government were not clicking. So I mean, there were issues there, but that's not Ghana. We are in Ghana, so let's do this the Ghana way. Anyway, in Ghana, there hasn't been an issue where someone hasn't gotten a fellow hasn't gotten a visa. So when the visa application, this is how it's done. You remember I said you do a pre-fellowship orientation. You go there. I think we went to Lancaster Hotel for like 4 days, and then within that 4 days, everything is done. You before you go there, you even apply. They'll send you the application portal. You apply for the visa. They'll send you the contact person in the US, the contact person in Ghana, how much you are going to spend, how much each person is, because I'm doing fellow, I think they spent $32,000 on me. So they will be specific on, they will send you all the details, and then you use that to apply for your visa. When you go, we have something that we call I think they want something. It's a document that when you go, after they stamp on your visa, they will give it to you so that it will enable you to come to the US, right? So that one entails who you are meeting, where you are staying, how much you are spending, they are going to spend on you, because that money is available, so that they know that when you come, you won't be a homeless person on all that. So it's all that. And then with your visa, I think when we went to Lancaster, we were doing the orientation. They will talk to us about US culture, the food. So I saw a food there. Yeah, we got some Ghanaian food because there were some Ghanaians here who hosted. People host. We have people that host. You go there for dinner. Like they'll host you. Maybe someone from Ghana. I'm really interested in hosting the fellows. So we go there, we eat fufu and all that. So you get to eat fufu, just that it's not the same, you know. But then, yeah, on the visa thing, for us, when we went to Lancaster, after the orientation, I think the third day, there was a bus that came to take all of us to the embassy. And then we didn't join the normal queue, but we had our own queue. You go in, you stamp, and we did a video and picture shoot for the announcement to the world, you know. So we went there, we did all that, and then we just went in. they will stamp. That's it, because they already know what we do and all that. So they just stamp it. So it wasn't a big deal for the visa. And the visa is J1, right? So you get to sorry, guys, you get to you guys, you've made me I don't know what I'm saying. What are you guys doing? Really sorry. So you get to what was I saying, Seth? My roommate, so the visa.
We were talking about the visa.
Yeah, so they will take you, right? Hi, meet my friend. Say hi. She's from Namibia.
Hi.
She's a fellow. Yeah. She's my roommate.
Hi, nice meeting you guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so you just walk into the you just walk in and they'll do it for you. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But then it's just the time that you'll be staying. So I was staying in the US for 3 months under the US embassy. So with the 3 months, they will give me, you have an additional 1 month to stay in the US before your visa expires. And like I said, most of the opportunities that you get is after the fellowship, because they know that you are well equipped, you've been trained. So there are a lot of grants you can. So now that you are in the US, after the fellowship, you can partner with a US based organization or someone that you met in the US to come to Ghana and then work with you on your initiative, and you are funded for it. You can decide to partner with your fellow in another country or in the same country, and you are funded on it. You get grants. It's like kind of a big deal, right? So like I said, the visa is not a problem. The visa is not an issue, right? But then the only issue that you have right now is getting your application, submitting it, making sure it's ready, it's on point. It has to be perfect. Remember, in Ghana, we had almost 3,000 and they selected like 32 people. So which is like, it's even less than 1%, right? So you need to be prepared. So yeah, like to answer the question, I think I've been answering this question for a long time. Yes, the visa is not an issue. They got it covered. You are not going to go through the normal, what are you going to do in the, who are you going to see? Because you've already filled it and they already know it's their program. It's the US Embassy's program. So they already know. So you don't have to go, you just have to fill the form, go there, and then that's it. I'm done. I think
All
I'm
right,
done.
sure. So there's another question here that's asking, for your application, did you repeat some of your essays, maybe the edited versions, or wrote new essays from scratch? And
No.
what do you think made your application stand out the first?
I think what I did to make my application, I think I've said it already. But then, I just edited it. I didn't write application from scratch. It's my own statement, personal statement, right? So I just edited. Maybe over the years, there are new things that I've done. So I include that, send it to people to read. Like I said, sometimes you are reading your own thing. You are like spending hours reading the same thing over and over, and you don't see the mistake. And for some reason, it's only when you submit, you press send, that you see the mistakes, right? So one thing I would say that share your friends. I mean, your people here, you can reach out to them. You guys should connect, reach out, share, read, edit your essays and all that. Yeah. So I think I didn't change my application. I just edited it over the years. Yeah, I hope all of you apply once and you get in. Yeah.
Awesome. Ozoma is asking, what part of the application do we have to upload the passport?
I don't know if the person have gone through the application, but at the end you have, I think, your CV. You have to submit your CV. So if you don't have your CV, please get your CV ready. You have to submit your passport bio. You scan it into PDF, and then you sorry, I'm doing PD, so I'm always saying PD. So you do it PDF, and then you upload it. So it's there. So it's I think the latter part, after you submit everything, they will ask you for your passport bio and then your CV. Yeah, and sometimes your certificate. So I think I added my university certificate to it. Yeah, basically any document that you want them to be aware of. Oh, and one thing that I did, there was a newsletter that I think during my interview, I just took it and then said, oh, this is a new letter about my initiative, what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, when we get to the interview stage, we'll cross. Right now is the application. It has to be perfect. guys. Anyway,
Okay.
next.
Thank you. So MFI is asking, can we send to you for review? Started with
No. I wish I would love to, but Charlie, trust me, it's crazy. It's it's this person is, because it's the end. This person is moving. Like I'm still in the US and I won't be in Ghana until the deadline. So if I tell you that I can review, maybe I can go through, but I can't do like a major work for you, honestly. Because like right now, it's because, and I'm supposed to move to a different stage, which is like 2 hours flight. So it's like everything is just moving fast and I'm super busy. Honestly, I would love to actually do. If I was in Ghana, I would have done that. But then I can go through, not edit much, but then give you feedback on what you can add. Yeah. But then most the people that you can get, I think, come on, you guys can do it. Actually, I think you guys can do it, right? No,
You want us to review the essays for them?
for them, yes.
Okay.
I don't
So
know. Honestly, my schedule is crazy, and I have a lot of movement meetings that I need to do. I would have loved. So even if you send it to me, I can read through and tell you what you can work on. Just I can't do a major editing on it for you. Yeah.
I think that should be enough for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate your commitment to helping us. Someone is also asking, please, should one's business be strictly human intervention projects? If not, are startups geared towards science and technology considered?
Yes, like I said, it's what you are doing. It's all about you, what you are doing, how you can write it. Like I had we had a lot of tech people in our team, because right now, like, everything is all about tech, so it's based on how you are saying it, how you are writing it. It's all about your writing skills and all that. So you're, like I said, I keep on saying since we started, your writing has to be on point. So yeah, you can apply. Everyone can apply. Even someone who's unemployed can apply. And you talk about the challenges that you are facing. It's all about how you can write it. Yeah, so you can apply. Next, let's do this.
Okay. All right. So about impact, do you have to do does it have to be a wild impact like having presidential awards or
Hey, you guys,
I don't know.
no, don't do that. No, no, it's not. You don't have to. You already, whether you are working for someone, you are employed, you are a nurse, you are a doctor, you are an entrepreneur, you are whatever you are doing. It's not about, it's just me. It's just me. It's not any wild anything there. It's not deep. Charlie, you have to just write it. Let someone help you edit it. Get your passport, get your documents, everything ready. It's not deep. Trust me. Me, honestly, that's what I felt like. Charlie, it's deep. So I don't know if you guys have gone to the website. I was on the website checking out, and there are some important information in the website too. They'll tell you there, so you guys should check it out. I think I'll send a few links for you to see, but then yeah, check the website. So if you can even check so I was constantly checking those that what's the name, that were selected. You see a few celebrities and all that. It's not deep, Charlie. It's all about how you communicate. Where's Aquafresh is like, he's a pitchpreneur. He can do this over and over again. It's all about how you pitch, how you communicate, how you sell yourself and the things that you are doing. It's not about presidential award. They don't even know what presidential award is in Ghana. All they want to know is what you are doing, who you are, what do you want to learn, what is your future like, what do you want to learn from this fellowship. It's all about that. So sell yourself, make sure your essay like is on point. Emma has a question. Oh, a STEM business. So I have one from South Africa. He's called Subulele. He was in my fellowship, right? So Emma is asking, can I give an example of someone with a STEM business who got selected with extraordinary community engagement they do, right? Yes. Yes. So Sibolele is from South Africa. He has a school. He's a school principal, right? And what he was doing was that he was teaching girls STEM education, basically. And he got selected. I have what's his name? Julius. Julius is from Nigeria. Julius has a tech hub, and basically teaching people basic skills, PowerPoint, presentation, Word, how to use those things. He got selected into the fellowship, and he's actually doing PD in Maryland. Sibolele is also doing PD in Maryland. I have PD is professional development experience. So that one, after the fellowship, like I said earlier, you do an additional internship. You move to another place and do an internship with an organization in the US that is doing something similar like you. So Sibolele, and they are all into that. I have someone that is into solar. Yes, solar. She also got selected. It's just basically, Emma, trust me, it's basically about what you did. Actually, you are even overqualified, because I know you. I've known you for like so many years. I know the things that you do. You are so overqualified. Like, this one, it should be chicken change. Like, yeah. So it's all about how you communicate what you do. Like, yeah.
Okay. I'm getting 2 questions here by Bless Royal. Please, what are the topical areas one can write on and can guarantee selection? And then 2,
guarantee.
should one start a project already before one can apply?
Okay. If you already have a project already, that's fine. You can write about it. If you don't have a project already, write about the project that you are going to start, because that gives you an opportunity for you to build on. I mean, I had a few people. So I had Annabelle. Annabelle was from Ghana. She was from Ghana. So she and I were stationed in Delaware for our PD. So what happened was that she works for an organization. She hasn't started an initiative herself. She works for someone. So she works with victims of sexual abuse in Ghana. So that's what her full-time job. So that's what she used to apply into the fellowship, right? It's not her organization, but then she works for the person. Like I have, so for instance, I have Lozeele. The people working with me, like Steven, can apply with Lozeele too to get into it, right? But she had a project. She had a big project that she wanted to do. Girls that get bullied and all that. She was interested. So that was what you have to write. Before you go, you have to write your focus project. And like I explained, focus project is the project that you want to enroll when you come back. So my focus project involved getting machines, starting a farm, working on my STEM education, STEM part of my school and all that, getting computers and all that to support my school. Sorry, give me like 50 seconds.
Okay, so I believe we are following and we are finding this helpful. Please, if you are finding this webinar helpful, kindly shoot us a review on Google using the link I've shared in the messages. We really need your reviews for us to boost our, for us to boost,
I know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our appearance
on my social media platform.
Teni. Okay, yeah. So thank you so much, Teni. I think
did I finish? What was the question, Steph?
Yeah, you were talking about the community engagement and you talked about
So basically my point is that you can apply if you have a project already. If you don't have a project and you have an idea, because you have to do the focus project. So in your application, you need to write the things that you want to do when you come back. Like the things, your idea that you have. Let's say my plan is to start this, blah, 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 blah. Talk about the impact. You've already done research on what you want to do. So talk about it. There was a first question, guaranteed topics. Honey, there is nothing like, Charlie, this one is application. So it's how you are able to write and convince the reader, right? So I don't know, it's just all about you The application is not, it's mostly about you as an individual, because they want to know what you want to do, your leadership skills, and your future, like the things that you want to do in future. Because when you come back, when you go for the fellowship and come back, that's when the US Embassy will be able to be working with you, because they trust that you've already acquired the skills. Based on their fellowship, you've acquired the skills. You are now a great leader to take up some of the opportunities. So let's say if they give you a funding, they will require you, because you've already gone through the skills, you'll be able to manage it, create impact and all that. So it's all about how you communicate your impact, the things that you are doing. And I don't think I would say I use Lozeele, I use my organization, Kaya, what I do to do it. For some, like I said, some use their school, some use their work. I know about 5 nurses in Ghana who were selected in Ghana. They were nurses, so they use about what they do. They spoke about some were into reproductive health. So they spoke about their work in that area and what the skills that they will acquire will help them. Some were doctors, so they spoke about their work, and some want to set up a hospital in their communities, in villages. So they spoke about that. Some were just basically anything that you are doing. Akele, can you tell me some of the things that they do, or so that I can use those examples? It's like, yeah.
Okay,
No.
so today's webinar was open. Most of our webinars are, we have students on board, but today's webinar was open. So we have workers, we have entrepreneurs, we have other like a wide range of people, all young people who are interested in applying for this fellowship.
Yeah. So basically, it's all about you. I also had students. I had one student from Kenya. She was an engineering student. She's still in school. So she used her experience as a student to apply, and she got in. She doesn't have a project. Okay, she had a project that she was doing for the students, so she used that. So yeah, basically, it's all about you and what you do. You can be a student, you can be a worker. Like I said, even if you're unemployed, you can talk about your challenges. You can talk about what you intend to do after it, and it's all about your personal statement, how you communicate it. Next question, guys.
Okay, so I've exhausted the questions in the messages. If anyone has a question, Joshua's hand is up again. Joshua, you can go for it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Please, speaking of the essay, I would want to know the length of the essay. Is it restricted with a number of words, or it's based on your own the description? Thank you very much.
I think there is word limits. It's not open. There's word limits. Let me quickly check. So that we'll all be on the same page, Charlie. But there is word limit in it. I saw someone asking if students can apply. Yes, students can apply. If you're a student, you can still apply. So let's check the word limits. I think it's 500 words. 500 words limit that you can write on. Yeah, it's not open, so you have to write. Yeah. So I've seen some question about no, I think I've answered this. Okay. Yeah, I think we had any other question, guys?
So Ozioma's hand is up.
Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please go for it.
Good evening, Teni.
Good evening.
Hi. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi. So yeah, I wanted to ask a question regarding you said focus project you work on. So for me, I do both something related to NGO, that's like just educating women and girls about tech opportunities, and then I have a business, right, that I'm building as an entrepreneur. So I don't know like with these two things, I'm sure that I do like more than two things. I don't know which one would have more impact, because I feel like they are more NGO or more impact focused than entrepreneurship or profit focused. So from your own experience, what do you think I should present, or what do you think is more presentable? Should I talk about more in my applications or my personal statements?
Okay. So with the focus group project that I said, it was when you are selected. So after you are selected, because they want you to go and come back with something, like whether it's grant, funding, ideas, whatever it is, so that when you come back, you can implement it, right? So with what you are doing, I think your personal statement will be rich. I think you should highlight it. I don't know if you've gone through the application, but the way it is, it's all about what you are doing. So I would say that you can talk about two things that you are doing. So I wrote two things that I was doing. Like I had one that was idea at that time, which is the school that I've started, right? It was idea at that time, but right now we are running it. So I spoke about the school and I spoke about what I was currently doing, right? So I think you can write both, depending on how. I would actually like to see your application, depending on how you you put it, and it will be rich. And so my question. So now that you've asked the question, so we had someone. So are you currently in Ghana?
Yes, I am in Ghana now.
So we had someone from Kenya, but the person was staying in Kenya, but was from Rwanda. So she applied and got to Kenya. Yeah. So will you be applying to Ghana?
I think so.
You should.
I might, although they might ask you where you're coming from and what state you are, what country you are in.
Yeah,
I've gone through the application.
Okay.
So that's another challenge. I don't know if when they ask your origin, I can't really say that I'm from Ghana. So can you be in Ghana and apply from Ghana even if you're in Nigeria?
Yes, you can. So you can apply, you can be in Ghana because they know young people. So far as you're not if you're in the US, you can apply unless you are in Ghana. Or you are in, unless you are in an African country that you can apply. So I met I met someone in my institute, right? He was from Mali, but then he was staying and working in Niger. So he applied to Niger and got it, but he's not originally from Niger, you know. So you can apply to Ghana, but then in the application, you will see where you come from, where you are working, where you are staying. Yeah, I think they will love you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll open the queue for more people. Okay, so regarding the age, if you fall below the range, what exceptionality do they look out for? And then at this age, I obviously wouldn't have done or had great achievements as compared to the others. How do I make this work?
Okay. So I wish I could get anyway. So ideally they have their age range, but like I said, I met Nadesh from Togo. She was 21. And I also met someone from Kenya who was also 22, but then they were in the fellowship. Nadesh is into reusable sanitary pads, right? In Togo, that's what she does. The Kenyan lady, she's a student, like I said, she's actually a student, 22, and she got in. So basically, with the idea, when they put the idea out, it was the fact that when you are between that age, 21 to 22, maybe you probably will be in university by that time. You'll still be in university. There's with this one, it's more of experience, right? You've gone to school, maybe you are working, so you have experience, and they want to make it better, right? You get to come here, see more things, and then see how you can implement some of these things back home or here, right? So, and then I forgot, I didn't add it. When you there's also an opportunity for you to come and do your continue your education here. after you've served some time back home, you can come back and do. So the university that I was in University of Delaware. So I got an opportunity to speak to the admission, the provost, and they even have fee waivers for you to actually come back and do your. I'm planning to do my PhD there. So for you to come back and do your PhD, do your masters, whatever it is. So there are also opportunity for you to study, right? That's, by the way, let me go back to my question, which was the age. So basically they feel like, oh, at that age you wouldn't be able to have the required skills or training or experience or whatever, or you'll still be in school, so you wouldn't have done much. So it's your job to prove to them that, okay, see, I'm in university, I'm below 25, but I'm doing so much. This is what I've started. I've started this, that supports young people, that creates a safe space. So it's all about, so they feel like the exceptional here means that even though, yes, I'm below that age, but I'm killing it. I'm doing so many things. I'm in school, or even if I'm in school, this is what I'm doing in addition. They don't just want anyone, right? They feel like, oh, at that age, you don't have the experience. You are still working. You haven't figured it out, right? But then you have to prove to them that, okay, yes, it shouldn't be like, oh, something extraordinary. No, it should be you proving that, yes, I'm in that age, but then I'm doing a lot of things. I know Nadesh. Nadesh is a lawyer. She's 21, but she's a lawyer. I know someone, she's from South Africa. She's a doctor and she's below that age, right? So it's you proving the age limits. The reason why they kept it there was because they feel like people haven't figured it out yet. They are still in school. They haven't done much. They don't have experience. So it's for you to prove that, yes, I'm within that age. It shouldn't be like you should do something extraordinary than someone who is like 35 or something. No, you should be able to tell them that, yes, I figured it out, and I'm doing a lot of things, and I need that experience to enrich my work or whatever. Today, I need to become, I'm speaking bro for, like, did you hear that? Enrich.
Yes, yes.
So
Someone said, I
yeah.
love Teni's passionate way of answering questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, guys,
you're
ask
loving
me questions.
the vibes.
Ask me questions. Yeah, so basically the age is just, they feel like no experience, but you have to show them that I have experience. I've started running my businesses. I've started doing this. And I already have this number of experience. And me going to the United States and doing through the Mandela Washington Fellowship will enable me to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I come back, I'm going to continue to work on my business. And also, one thing, in your essay, you should be talking about coming back home. Because I mean, we've had instances, for instance, in our fellowship, there were people from Ethiopia that came. After the fellowship, they vanish. They are in the thin air. So you should be talking to them about coming back home. The thing is, you have opportunity to come back here and work, whether it's working. Because I think last year fellows, some of them are, one of them is working with the UN in New York. So when he was the one who actually hosted us, all the fellows, when we came to New York, because they will take you to places, organizations and all that. So we had a fellow inside who's working, last year's fellow. So there's an opportunity for you to actually come back to the US, work with a steady, and it's easier for you. Like I said, in my institute, there is a fee waiver, there is a committee set up to actually help and guide you through your application as a Washington Mandela Fellow. So there are opportunities for you because they feel like, you've gone through the fellowship, now you are a leader, you are killing it, you are doing this. So there is opportunity for you after. You can still come here. So don't use that opportunity that after after the summit in Washington, I'm gone. Or if I'm doing PD, if you finish your PD, you can stay here 1 more month to visit friends, go anywhere that you want. But after the 1 month, you need to go back home and implement what you've learned. So in your application, try and talk about what you've done. Try and talk about what you plan to do, how the fellowship is going to help you do that. And today, I think I've given you 1,000,000 reasons why you can write about, but don't write about money. Don't write the fact that if you come here, the money will come. Like the people that are interested in your business, they'll be willing to, they will invest in it. But in your application, don't talk about, I want to come here. I think that's one thing that one of the fellows didn't get PD because she wrote about grants. Don't write about grants. You already know what the fellowship is about, what they are going to do. Sometimes I think that's a mistake that we make. We talk about people, want people to ask you, oh, what do you need? You start talking to them about money and all that. People they jeer off when they hear that. Talk about some of the things that you need done. Some of the experience, some of the things that you've learned. You believe that when you go there, you are going to enrich yourself, learn from their culture, what they are doing right, and how you can implement that in your community to impact the people. So don't talk about money, don't talk about grants, talk about the impact, right? So what was I saying? Mireille Fimpo. I forgot what.
Okay, so we were talking about the age limits, but yes, we get
Don't talk about money, just talk about the experience. Don't talk about grants. And also with the application, like I said, write about who you are, what you've been doing, write about what you plan to do, and how the fellowship is going to help you do that. Write about coming back to Ghana. Write about coming back to Ghana and implementing that, because there will be plenty of opportunity. So when you finish with I'm a Mandela Washington fellow, 2023 fellow, along, Charlie, it's a big deal. Like, there are doors that you can open with that. So don't, right now, when you're applying, write about coming back. When I come back to Ghana, this is what I'm going to do. Or when I go back to Nigeria, this is what I'm going to do. Talk about that, so that because some people do come and they do stay. And when you stay here without visa or green card or whatever, your life is going to be miserable here, because the cost of living here is high. But then Mandela Washington, they cover everything, so you don't even, everything is covered. You get money to spend and all that, buy things that you need, and you get people, when you come here, people that will be willing to invest in you. Most people would like to give you things that you like, if it's computers, tablets, and all that. But but anyway, I think I'm talking plenty. Guys, any question?
Okay, so is there any other question? Please.
I'm going once, twice.
All right.
Nice.
So much, Teni. This has been wonderful. We have learned a lot. Everyone's questions have been answered, and we have been encouraged to continue with what we are doing and also to apply to this prestigious fellowship. Thank you so much.
I think someone's hand is up. I don't know.
Okay, I think Joshua just raised his hand again. Joshua,
the old boy. Share. Why is she rough? Hey, 2024 fellow Joshua.
Joshua, can you hear us?
I'll also share my slide. I think she has it, so she will share it with you guys.
Yes, I do have the slide. So please join our community page on WhatsApp for all the resources that she has given us. They'll all be shared in the community page.
Hello, sorry. So some of us are not on the community page on WhatsApp. How do you get all this, the slides and all that?
All right, so the community page link has been shared in the chat section. I'm sharing it right now once again, so that you will join and be in the loop with all this information. You can also follow our social media pages, but most of the information we share are on the community page. All right. Okay.
So let me just summarize. The application is open. Oh, please, can you edit the video before you put it out? I beg. I was just fooling around.
Yes, please.
Edit it very well. Okay. Anyway, so in conclusion, I would say that the Washington Mandela Fellowship is a great honor, but very competitive. But I know you guys, come on, you've been doing this. We can do this together. So the application is opened. It will close on 15th September, Ghana time. They are not going to accept anything less. So when you are reading your... No, I haven't. Someone is talking about lottery. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anything about the lottery. So the person is saying that have you already applied for a US lottery? Oh, sorry. If you have already applied for a US lottery, do you have a chance of being selected for the program? I don't know. I don't know. When you did the lottery, did you win? Because and fun fact, since I came here, especially Seattle, I'm in Seattle right now. I've met a lot of people who said, "Oh, they won the lottery and they are here." Yeah, I don't know about that. Honestly, I have no idea. I heard it here. I mean, I thought it was just something that was there. Oh, I didn't know if it was working. But anyway, it's actually working. People are here because of the lottery. Just that here, when you are here without papers, school, degree, those things, you struggle like big time. So here, when you are coming here, maybe for a fellowship, for school, and maybe there are some people that I've met. I think one fellow, I think she was 2019 fellow. She was in Delaware. She's in my school, and what she does is that she came in 2019, but then she applied to come to the school. So currently she's doing her PhD in there at the same institute that she did her fellowship. So she's doing her PhD. 100% scholarship. They give her stipend, they give her money for everything. And so she's able to support herself. And I know one that I think she came in 2014 and also for the fellowship and also came back to do her PhD. And he's a lecturer at the institute. So with that one, you have a lot of, you can pay a lot of things, you can get a lot of things done. But if you come here with the cost of living here, it's crazy. Can you imagine you buying food for $25, which is more than 300 cedis? Breakfast. Can you imagine? But that one is covered by IRX because they give you money to buy everything that you need. And if you save enough, you'll be able to get different things that you can purchase or even save the money for your business. So yeah, I'm talking plain. I don't want to leave you guys because I've been here for a very long time. I'm tired. I want to come home. Anyway, so yeah, so I applied for the program. Application deadline is 15th. Please edit. Like I said, make sure you don't use jargon. Make sure that you are correct. Anyone that takes to understand what you are saying, communicate clearly. Okay. And submit. When it gets to the interview stage, reach out to Aquele. She will arrange for me to help you. After the interview, I'll be back home. I'll be home on 15th September. That's the same deadline. So I won't be able to help anyone that much. But for the interview, if you're able to pass that stage, the interview, if you want one-on-one, I got you. I can do that. So I'll be able to support you for the interview. But the application, I'll only look at it and say, okay, I didn't understand this, or maybe talk about this. That's all that I can't write much. I used to write. I think last year I wrote for 2 people that actually got in and we all went together. It was so nice. But anyway, so just read it, reach out to friends. I think they will be able to help you. Join the WhatsApp. I'm actually joining the WhatsApp group now. So yeah, you to join. And I think I'm done. Yeah, it's fun. It's amazing. It's a great opportunity. Bye.
Yes, we have really enjoyed your company. Thank you so
welcome.
much, Teni. So yes, we have come to the end of today's webinar. We had this session on applying for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. We had a recent fellow, Teni Agana, who is the managing director of Lozeele Initiative. She came to share her experiences, and as we mentioned, this webinar is recorded and will be shared on our YouTube channel. So kindly go to our YouTube channel at ViztaEdu on YouTube, and please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that once it's edited and uploaded, you can fully have access. You can have the time to really listen to it again and really jot down the things that you missed. Also, please, if this webinar has been helpful, kindly just leave a review for us on Google. You can just search ViztaEdu on Google and you leave a review, or you can just follow the link that we have been sharing in the messages session so that you can leave a review for us on Google. It's helps with the exposure and makes it easier for people to find us once they search for ViztaEdu.com. Also, we host these webinars on the last Thursday of every month. So next month we are having Entrepreneurship 101, how not to start a business. We are having a wonderful personality to have this session with us on the last Thursday of September. That will be on 28th September. So please follow us on our social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter or X, or on Facebook, so that you'll be updated on all this information. And yes, we are so honored to have all of you here, and we hope to see more of these applications, and we really wish you all the best in your application. So thank you so much, and do have a wonderful evening.
Bye. Follow me on my social media platform, Lozeele Initiative. Thank you.
Yes. Please follow Lozeele.com. Please just go to the website, buy something. These are teenage girls who are really building like beautiful clothing. They are really creating beautiful clothing out there. Kindly buy from them, and yes, support the Lozeele initiative. All right.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
follow me on my social media platform as well.
Yes, follow Teni Agana on LinkedIn. Her name is there. Teni Agana. Follow her on Instagram. I think she's very active on TikTok and Snapchat now. I really see your videos on your status.
I know. I think that's where I share my experience. This place is boring. God.
Yes,
but anyway, it's worth it. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. It's amazing. Bye.
Bye, everyone.